This is Sims, and we are back with more of the Sims 4 House Rules, which is our Harry Potter Legacy Challenge. And I don't understand why this goddamn cat will fucking eat when I tell him to eat. Um, Start this part off annoyed. I don't know. I kept clicking like eat, and he wouldn't go eat. So like, I don't know. Anyway, yes. So we're back. So at the end of the last part, I was kind of thinking of an idea, and I was going to run that by you on this part. So. Clean and dry. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to have him take care of the laundry. And then I'm going to have you use this. Oh, God, who is calling you now? Yeah, sure, I guess. Even though I'm sleeping. But yeah, I guess you can come over. Like, he loves us. Anyway, so in the last part, obviously, we went. Yep. We went out because Legend was like, hey, let's skip. Well, he didn't say skip school, but let's go to the lounge and check out the celebrities. So we were like, okay. And we went there and like whatever. And I was like, you know what? And I was just thinking like Minerva, like, because she had to have a knowledge aspiration for her thing, and she has an. I'm gonna just cheat this up a little bit. So she has a knowledge aspiration. She got Master Vampire, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna make her a vampire. I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. Let me know if you want me to do that. She will be interested in vampires and have a thing for vampires and blah blah blah. And then I was thinking when we were watching like the celebrities, I was like, oh my God, it'd be great if there was like a celebrity like vampire, because then she would get totally fucking like crazy over them and whatever, right? And then I was thinking, but I was like, but oh, crap, we already have her future kind of mapped out for her with Legend, right? Like he's in love with her and he's going to be her baby daddy. And I was only going to have her have one kid. And then I was like, well, maybe she could have two, and we could have, this vampire, like, like celebrity. He would have to be like, I don't know if he would actually be like any house. I could cheat it, like whatever. Just create a celebrity vampire, and this way she would be like, oh, obsessed, like whatever, and like, and then I was like, oh my God, what if something happened, right? So like, okay, she has been friends with these guys since she was a kid, since she moved to this town, but like. And maybe what she saw after, like, because let's just pretend in the preteen years before they got to teenagers, maybe they were like 12, 13, early, like the young teen years, right? Because this is more like they're like 16-ish, 17-ish is what I kind of assume them in this teenager. I mean, technically you could be 18 or 19, but you're in high school, so whatever. So let's just say at that young age, like the 13, 14, early teens, which is that's where preteens would be nice, but it would be annoying because it's just one more thing for them to do nothing with, because they don't do anything with the kids or the teens. But anyway. Sorry, as you know, I'm recording this directly after the last part, so allergies, blah blah blah, you know the drill. Anyway. So we could theoretically say, right? Obviously, she had a thing for Ronan. She kind of always, she's obviously been close to all of her friends. She loves them all. But she kind of had feelings for Ronan. But he ends up dating. Like, she kind of gets the feeling that, like, Phoenix has a thing for him, whatever. And I think she's probably told Phoenix, maybe, or I don't think she's directly told Phoenix like, oh my God, I'm in love with Legend. I'm in love with Legend. I'm in love with, like, I have a thing for Ronan. But I think she's kind of hinted at it, and I don't think Phoenix really was clued in. And Phoenix and Ronan are dating now, and I think that's kind of what pushed her in a way to have this roll in the hay with Legend that she did, because he's been in love with her since they were kids. And she has some kind of romantic feelings for him, but like nowhere near what she has for Ronan. Obviously, if we look in her relationship panel, you don't see that, because I can't have a one-sided relationship. So, and it is, for the story purposes, a one-sided relationship. But anyway, so now she's kind of like got this vampire thing, like obsession, and I think the vampire obsession is my bird is running around the windowsill, and it just looks fucking hilarious. This vampire thing is probably stemming from the fact that, vampires are all powerful, and they're like, the undead, and she's just thinking, like, if we were vampires, we wouldn't have... Is he going for a jog? Where is he going? I don't know what he's doing. Oh, now he's going for... Okay. weird. Anyway, that maybe your family wouldn't have died, even though that's kind of ridiculous because, you know, your family still would have... I swear to God, we're going to get rid of the laundry here too because it's almost full again. But this, I haven't done laundry in several days. But there's only 2 Sims. But like, seriously, you're saying there's 3 or 4 Sims in the house, you got to do laundry like once a day? That's obnoxious. Like, if there's only 1 Sim in your house, you're, you know, doing laundry maybe fucking, like, it just triples.
Yeah,
anyway, so she's got this thing with vampires anyway. So, because, I mean, that just fits in with the aspiration she aged up with. I didn't give it to her, and it fits because she's got to she has to have a knowledge aspiration for her generation. And we kind of already had the thing going with Legend, like, he was going to be her baby daddy, blah, 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 and, like, that's why they were never going to get married. But I'm really wondering if maybe we wait, and maybe she doesn't have a kid till she's later in her young adult life. That's what I'm thinking now. Because what would be interesting is she's got this thing with vampires, and I was totally thinking, like, oh my God, if there was a vampire celebrity, blah, blah, blah. Then I was like, wait, we could just turn Legend into a vampire celebrity. Like, maybe in their later teen years, so, like, right now, like, when does she age up? So let's see. She is going to age up, like, Monday. So we could theoretically say, okay, this would be like, now you're a young adult. So you would normally maybe, like, you know, you go to college when you're like 18, 19. That's the end of your teenage years, the beginning of your young adult years. So, like, so over the weekend would be like their 18, 19 kind of age range. And there's like the 20s, say, would be your young adult. I mean, it's really hard with Sims. But, like, so maybe when they head off to college, you know, because if you think about it, the weekend, she's still going to be a teenager, but she's not going to school, so we could pretend that she started college and that was 2 years worth of time. Sims is weird when you're on a short lifespan. But so they go off to college, and maybe she loses touch with Legend. You know what I mean? And maybe because, you know, they fool around once in a while in high school and blah, 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 but he's in love with her, and she just won't. I don't know if it's that she won't let go of Ronan. Like, he knows that she has a thing for Ronan, but she kind of won't commit to him. You know what I mean? Even though he, like, fucking adores her. And then all of a sudden she's got this vampire obsession. And maybe there's some kind, like, obviously because vampires, like, exist. But I'm trying to think, like, do I think, like... I'm trying to figure out if I feel like in this... Well, because it's the Harry Potter Legacy Challenge, right? So vampires obviously exist and people know. And maybe there's just this group of vampires that somehow are renowned, have some kind of fame around them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why this vampire... Are vampires in covens? Like, what is a vampire, like, flock called? Like, I don't know. But anyway... You know, and maybe they have this notoriety and they're all mysterious and, like, whatever. And she's kind of, like, obsessed with finding more about them and, like, almost like they're a boy band. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like they're idols. Like, oh my God, like, and not a lot of people are into it. Because, like, think about it, like, right? We're pretending we're in the wizarding world, right? Like, oh my God, yeah, this group of vampires, they're, like, really cool and, like, blah, blah, blah. And it's like they're in the secret society type of thing. And it's like people worship them like they're fucking celebrities. Which would be perfect, because then we can make a vampire celebrity. But, so maybe Legend, like, when they go off to college, like, she leaves and she goes off to college. So we'll kind of maybe just pretend that weekend before is, like, their... Hold on. We'll have to do, like, a weird, like, pretend several years happened in between here that we don't know about. Like, obviously she's going to go from a teenager to a young adult. We'll just
Sorry, but it's really fucking annoying me. My allergies. I'm gonna punch something. So we'll just have to pretend that several years happened in between like that and her young adult. So maybe when she goes off to college, she goes off to a university in like some other town. We'll just pretend that those couple of years, those 4 or 5 years, whatever she went off for, like whatever, because I feel like she would probably have spent a little extra time just because she'd probably work on like an extra, she'd be like getting a master's or some kind of crazy shit. I don't know. So maybe she went to school extra, or you know what? Those 4 years, maybe it was really only 4 years, but she worked, studied so much, doing so much with it that she kind of lost all touch with everybody. So that would kind of be why we don't have to worry about actually playing and like having like Ronan and Phoenix get married. We can just all hop in their house, married, blah blah blah, done, and like, you know, whatever. And then in those like 4 years of time while she's away, maybe even longer, like maybe we'll make it longer, maybe it won't, but at minimum, right? She'll have lost touch with all of her friends. Legend, knowing that she's got this thing for vampires, just goes and hunts down like this vampire troop, like this vampire group, like whatever, however, what kind of ever thing they're into, you know what I mean? Like whatever they do. Like I'm trying to think, like there's some kind, like there's celebrities in some way, there's some kind of performers, you know what I mean? Like whatever it is that they actually do. Obviously they can like read minds and do whatever. And like, of course, the thing is like she believes that they're real vampires, but obviously like everyone else is like, oh, they're just this like this group of people that travel around and they read fortunes and they like, you know, oh, they do all this like quote psychic stuff, like things that the vampires, like with the vampire powers that you can actually do. Oh, but it's all just like smoke and mirrors and everybody thinks it's just this act, you know what I mean? And it's like just a really cool performance, but it's not real, you know? And she believes it's real and blah blah blah, and it'll be real because Legend will become a vampire in this group to try to get her to notice him. You know what I mean? And it's sad because it's gonna work, and I feel bad for Legend because it'll work because she's obsessed with this group, and she won't become a vampire, but I mean, I know she's kind of fooled around with him. Like we had the woohoo session already. You know, but it'll be more like he thought, okay, we're in a real, like, we're going to start this relationship. She's like, look, it's just, you know what? I was just angry because, you know, they didn't tell us, like Phoenix and Ronan didn't tell us that they were dating and blah, blah, blah. And then he becomes this vampire to get her attention and it works. And then she's going to have his vampire love child. And like, but there's going to come a point, obviously, where even in that, like, I don't know, he's either going to still be pining over her or maybe he'll just acknowledge that, like, you know what? You are never going to love me the way that I love you. And he just, like, disappears from her life. And she kind of realizes that, you know what? She had that perfect thing. And, or maybe that's his, like, payback. Like, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. But, like, is he going to still be pining over her and she's indifferent? Or... you know, is it now that he's a vampire, even though he's pining over her and they can like he can show up and like be with her, but he can't stay with her. Like they couldn't get married even if she wanted that. So maybe it would change her mind and she'd want to get married and want to be with him and like realize that, you know, whatever. But he's like, but I can't because now I've committed my life to this vampire group here and like, that's not part of the deal. And yeah, so that sucks. I did this all to get your attention, to make you realize that you want to be with, like, I'm the best thing ever. And, like, I wanted you to fall in love with me, and now it happened, and I can't be with you, and that sucks. And it'd be like this tragic ending thing. But that would be why she never gets married and stays single. I don't know. I don't know how that part would all work out. Like, I don't really know how that story would go. My God, it makes me so sad, but it's beautiful at the same time. I love it. I really kind of love this idea. As opposed to her trying to become a vampire. Maybe she, like, is then thinking, like, she could become a vampire, but, you know, and they travel around, and they go, and they live in this mysterious place, Forgotten Hollow. But, like, so when Legend appears every few years, you know what I mean? Like, to her. You know, so maybe she's trying to become a vampire too, and like can never get in for whatever reason. Like, I don't know. Maybe the vampire in charge of the group. I was thinking of him as like, not Vlad, it wouldn't be Vlad, but I can picture him in my head. But maybe he's not really the one in charge. Maybe he's just the showman, you know, the one that everyone think, but maybe it's a female vampire that's in charge, and like she's the head of this group and is like, no, she wants a legend for herself, even though, I mean, who knows? I'm saying she'll never have him. I don't know. I don't know what he's gonna have to compromise in order to get in with the vampires. Like maybe she's got a thing for him, and part of it is just he's gonna have to sell his body to her. I don't know, like literally and figuratively. Like obviously, I'm giving you my soul and my body to become a vampire, but also, you know what I mean? So who knows? I don't know what his trials were like. We're never gonna know because, you know, and that's something we can figure out. But I just really kind of am now that I'm just, my idea was like maybe Legend will become like a vampire celebrity so that she can fawn over him and then be like, oh my god, and then that's how he gets into her life, you know, worms his way into her life. That sounds so shady, but you know, that's his desperate way of getting her to like acknowledge his existence more than she kind of does. Like she's like, yeah, you're my friend, like whatever, but like he's like, but you don't acknowledge his love for her. You know what I mean? Like, because she totally doesn't. But the whole rest of that just kind of spiraled out of control while we were recording this part. So I'm kind of starting to fall in love with this idea, but if you guys hate it, we won't do it. But I kind of really like it, and I think it would be kind of amazing. So obviously, you know what I mean? Like, I'm guessing we never dried the laundry. I would just clean the lint tray, I guess, because I just turned it on. Like, anyway, but yeah, I just think that would be. I'm just starting to really fall in love with that idea because it was originally just, like I said, it just started out as maybe I'll turn him into a vampire celebrity, and then it's like, oh my god, like, oh my god. What is it? Is it? Oh, it's Harvest Fest! Hey, and it's almost Gibson's birthday. I'm not even gonna lie. Now all of a sudden was like, maybe we'll make him like a celebrity vampire, blah blah. And all I can think of is like a weird, like. Oh, are you like sick? What the hell's going on? Oh yeah, she's sick. It's Harvest Fest. Oh god, we're gonna get these fucking gnomes, aren't we? Oh, here we go. We should like appease the gnome. Give him pie. Doesn't everybody like pie? He probably hates pie. Give this one a toy. This is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad. The gnomes are gonna break all my shit. Maybe we should ignore them. Maybe we should ignore them. I was about to mute, and then I realized I was talking as I did that. Yay! Thank you, Death Gnome, for liking pie. I'm like, who doesn't like pie? Like,
Yaba. Huh. Yavoya?
yay! Thank God. I don't know if we have other gnomes for him to appease. I just realized that he should have done one of them. But I guess he's not going to appease the gnome. Let's come here. Can we sing together? Sure. Hold on. Kind of sucks he can't appease the gnome because we only have 2 gnomes. Only 2 gnomes showed up at my house. That makes me sad. Because he can't appease a gnome now.
Anyway. That's the only thing he wants to do, and it's the only thing he's not going to be able to do because we don't have another fucking gnome. Oh. Those gnomes were like, peace the fuck out. I don't know where they went. It's a big lot. Anyway, let's have him. Hold on. Sorry. Oh my god. Oh, we don't have a decoration box. They never gave us one. Fuck my life. Jesus. I'm dying over here. I just sneezed like 40 fucking times. Like, I'm literally gonna die. Holy shit. Really have a place for that, so I'm just gonna put it there. Let's have her. Let's just put up decorations randomly. Perfect. Sure, it looks fine. I don't care. Nobody really wants to do it. She's like, I'm happy. And he's like, I didn't get to appease any fucking gnomes, so I will never be goddamn happy. I'm sorry. I don't... Only 2 gnomes showed up, and now they're all gone, and I don't know where the fuck they went. Oh, they're in our living room. Oh, look, there's a 3rd gnome! Yay, okay. Give this one a future cube. I'm sure he won't hate that. He shouldn't. We get one. And everybody hates it when we get it, which I don't understand. There seems cool. They're like magic 8-balls. She's like, Thanksgiving selfie! Can you clean it? I think how he just pours the ham onto the plate. That's fucking weird. It's a little fucking weird, dude. Like, I'm just gonna pour the ham after I mixed it in a bowl. Ew. What kind of fucking ham are you making? Like, gross. Anyway. But yeah, I really dig that idea, but that we won't obviously do that until they're like young adults. I might change him into, you know. But again, we'll have to be between the end of the teenage years and when she ages up, we'll just have to pretend like 4 years happened. You know, like, oh, she went away to college and came back, and now she's like 24. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, she wouldn't be that old. But you know what I mean? Like, well, maybe, wait, because you go if you went at 18, you'd be like 21 to 22 when you graduated college. Go. No! What happened to the gnomes? Fuck, you didn't appease it fast enough. Hold on. Where's the gnome? Fuck, where are gnomes? Son of a bitch. Our house is too big. Oh, here he is. Cool. Appease the gnome. Future cube. Yay! They're all standing outside having a gnome council. This is the weirdest fucking thing ever. It's kind of creepy. Especially because that one's eyeballs are like the size of its head. Hey, he's like got anime girl eyes. The hell? Please don't hate that. Yay! He's like, thank God! You're not hungry. Neither is she, so no one's gonna eat. You're gonna need to... Okay, you're gonna go take it out. Look at... Happy gnome, happy home. Who could have known? Those with pointy hats really like that gift. Gibson is very pleased with his good sense. Yeah. Sometimes it's a crapshoot. You never know what you're gonna get with the gnomes. That one looked like he was has crazy eyes, so I figured he'd like a weird gift, like a future cube. Nobody really likes it, but... Did she start this project? I put the box out and she started it on her own? Wow. I didn't tell her to do that. When did she fucking do that? Anyway. I got nothing to do in this part, so we're just gonna kind of go through the motions right now. But yeah, I kind of... Sometimes I love it when a Sims story falls together. I hate it when, like I get bored with my Sims sometimes when, like, nothing's happening and I'm like, this is all we're doing. We're just going through the motions and there's no, like,
story to the families, but sometimes things just work out. Like, I do feel like this one I had taken a break from for a while. Obviously, because I lost my game file. But even before that, it was like, I just don't know what I'm doing with this. Like, I'm going through the motions. But losing the game save sucked. But it was honestly almost a good thing, because now it's given us this, and I feel like there's a little bit more story here, you know? And let's see if we can keep the momentum up, because it's going to take fucking forever to play this through, but, you know, I do almost kind of want to do, like, a rotation with my legacies, you know what I mean? Like, when this one's over, like, when the next heir's ready to age up and it's ready to be their turn to take over the legacy, like, pause, play something else for a couple of months and do, like, a weird rotation, like, rotate them. This way I could have more, and I would have time to think of stories for them, or, like, you know, whatever, and I wouldn't have time to get bored. And not all the time, it wouldn't be like this one's something else, but it would almost be like, okay, so we're doing this one on Sundays, right? So we do this one, and let's just say, okay, it wraps up, blah, blah, blah. We put a new series in its place, or an older one, you know, bring it back. And then another series, and do like a rotation. So we have, like, say, House Rules is one, and then this is Legacy 1. And then we have Legacy 2 and Legacy 3. So Legacy 1 goes off. Legacy 1 and 2 are on, going right now. But Legacy 1 finishes, we put Legacy 3 in. Okay. And then Legacy 2 finishes, and then, we'll put Legacy 1 back in. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Does anybody know what I'm talking about, or am I just goddamn fucking crazy? I want to start a chemical reaction. Ah, look at it! Our floor's a mess! Anyway. I'm just going to put that in our inventory. Some of them are cute. The castle dioramas do fucking nothing, I don't think. But oh, look, they're eating together. That's so cute. Aww, I didn't realize he was down here eating. But anyway, that rotation kind of idea would give me a chance to do other new things that I keep thinking about, and I'm like, I don't have time to do this. And other things that have kind of fallen off. And also then if things are getting, like, stale, like, okay, you know what, this one's just getting stale, we're just going through the motions. You know what, we'll finish up this season, pop it off, put something else up, and then when something else finishes, we'll put this back. You know what I mean? So it'd be like you would never know what the hell is going up, you know? And I know I could technically do that, because I could literally just, you know what, I feel like recording this, so we have 3 episodes of this week, and 2 episodes of something out, blah, 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 and just record whatever I want. But then I feel like there's certain things that I might never record, or I might forget about. You know? And it's just easier to make sure there's, like, one of everything every day. Like, I do envy the people that, like, can just do one series and be like, I have 1, maybe 2 going, but I have too many goddamn ideas. Like, too many freaking ideas. And I know technically we could have, well, okay, I have this great idea, but like this just kind of all kind of came together with the whole vampire thing or whatever. And that's literally because of this. So I'm obviously in a very creative mindset right now. I don't know, lately with The Sims, where I could just even think of that and be like, she has this master vampire aspiration, and I don't think I want her to become a vampire. Oh, but then there's celebrities, and hey! And then this whole thing just spirals out of control. But, you know, it works, and it's kind of interesting, and I enjoy that. And you could go pee, and no, don't do the pee-pee dance. I don't think you can read to a child anymore for total 2 hours. We kind of lost the ability to do that now. Well, I mean, you could, your grandchild, because you'll still be living here. So, like, we're probably going to stay in this house for a long period of time until I get really, really, really fucking bored of it. But I like the makeover that I've done to it. I mean, we haven't totally finished, but... I mean, okay, the living room, really, we didn't do too much. But, like, I really like what we did with over this, so... and we can slowly change things. But anyway, yeah, I like that idea. And I don't know, like... I'm feeling creative with my things, and like, yes, I know that I could be like, oh, okay, I have this idea, and I could totally just put that into a different series, but once I start something, you know, okay, we're gonna do the Harry Potter Legacy Challenge, and like, when I started Gibson's story, it was like, okay, well, technically he's the second generation. And we didn't play the first generation because it was like, okay, so that's second generation, the first generation is gonna be like kind of our backstory, and we're gonna start in the second, and this is what happened, like his mother, blah blah blah, and like that was really cool. I was like really proud of myself. It wasn't just like, so we're starting this, and here's the challenge, and this is what we're doing. It was like, here's this backstory that I kind of created off this idea of this challenge, and this is what, you know. And then we did run through. We got to when we were starting his generation. I mean, when we were starting the third there. Oh look, Crazy Gnome is watching TV with us. Well, Crazy Gnome is watching the back of the TV, and then like, you know, Braids McSwimmer Pants over here is like watching TV with us. But you know what I mean? And like we did kind of go through the motions, and we kind of were losing like an idea and a purpose with all of that. But now we're finding a little more purpose. And there's always going to be like stale moments, but like I just like it when a series kind of writes itself. And like, yeah, I can force a story to happen, but I just don't feel like for me that doesn't work out. Some people are really good at being like, this is the story I'm writing, and this is what's going to happen, and I'm going to force this into happening. But for me, my storytelling is more like, you know what? Like Minerva. The original Minerva, like when she was a kid, it was like she just ended up being a little kooky, and I just love it. She just ended up that way. And then when she aged up, I didn't know what I was going to do. I put that hair in her, and she just fell into place. And it works. And that's usually what happens is my Sims just, like sometimes I have an idea that I want to go with for them style-wise, and sometimes it doesn't work. And sometimes it just, most of the time, it's literally just I go in and I work around, and they just goes together, and I'm like, oh, okay. A lot of the times my Sims are a little kooky, but that's just me. And a majority of my male Sims are gay, but, you know, whatever. But it's just sometimes they just fit into place, and they have a certain style, and they just tell me who they are, and then their stories just happen to come out. Like, I feel like I'm not writing their stories. They're telling me their stories, and I'm just telling you. Like, yeah, there are times where, okay, we're gonna do this. Like this, obviously. Whoa! Yeah, well, you know what? I think he's more appalled that you stink. Like in this, you know, we kind of had to come up with a story of why, like, we're starting over because I lost the game save, and, you know, I guess that's just what happened. Hi, could you get out? Jesus, get out. She's trying to take a shower. And like, yeah, I mean, I suppose there's something to be said with, well, I just created the whole story with Legend going to become a vampire and all that, but it's like, but did I? Did I create that story, or did the game create it itself? Because Minerva grew up with this master vampire like thing, and she needed to have a knowledge aspiration, and she has one. And now we have celebrities and blah blah, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, it just happened. Did I create that, or did they tell me this is what's going to happen, and I'm just here to spin the yarn of their lives? I don't know. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm the one creating the story, but like where the magic comes from, I don't know. It just happens, and I like it when that happens. So yeah, I have a ton of these ideas, and I have a ton of other ideas, and I have tons of stories in my mind as starting points for like games or whatever, but I like just letting a story progress. Like I might come up with, okay, here's this, like Gibson, right? I didn't come up with her thing, or like, okay, for this generation, this is what the goal is, so let me do that. It writes itself. Like, I like that. It feels to me more natural to just let them write their own stories and just see where it goes. And yes, it does get stale every once in a while, but I'm just in a really good place where things are working out, where I can be more creative with my stories and piece things together and not be like, okay, shit's happening, I don't know what's happening. Like, you know what I mean? Or like they're just going through the motions, where things are happening where I can craft a story around it, you know? Fuck did our cat go? You know? But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to wrap this part up here. Let me know what you think about that whole Legend vampire thing. I really like it, so if you guys like really hate it, it's going to kind of make me sad, but like, I might do it anyway.
I guess I'm that asshole. Let me know what you think. I'm gonna do it regardless, probably. You know, but anyway. So yeah. Good. I was giving you affection, Kitty, because you were sad. And let's pet him again, because he needs lots of attention. But anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.